Jason,
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling a little weird. Feeling a little special sporty today.
It's not good.
What if it is good?
Something weird's about to happen.
It is. I was just thinking, the opening's gotten a little stale. You feel like changing it up a bit?
Oh, sure.
Let's see what we can do here.
And go.
The Batman looks like it's in pre-production. The Flash begins a new cycle of writer-director teams, and Netflix rolls the dice on the endless. All that, and as Neil Gaiman would say, a little bit more, is coming right up. But first, I'm David C. Robertson. This, my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
And this is DC On Screen, where we discuss the DC Comics multiverse on film and television, give honest opinions on projects, upcoming and past, and believe that every version of a property is valid, even if we really don't want it to be. If it's been released, it's fair game, so beware of spoilers, and welcome to the show. All right. How did that feel?
Felt all right from here.
Yeah? Just all right?
Yeah.
Not beautiful, not wonderful, not glamorous, not glittery.
Special sporty.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that phrase comes from, right?
No idea.
At least in my canon.
No idea.
It comes from the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That tracks.
That I believe it was that that is when Barney smokes his cigars when he's feeling special sporty, according to Andy.
Oh, I got you. By the way, quick disclaimer from my end. My neighbors have a disdain for trees that is, I've never seen anything like this before.
Mm-hmm.
And they just keep buying up new parts of the neighborhood. Like they own, at this point, fully a tenth of the street I live on.
Mm-hmm.
And they apparently move in and then just mow down every tree in their yard and then make a lawn out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they move somebody in. He's got an entire crew of people that he keeps. It's insane. So probably making him a ton of money. But if you hear any chainsaws, I'm going to do what I can to remove them in post. But if you hear any chainsaws, that's what's happening.
This is a podcast. I think the audience is pretty used to this sort of thing.
Yeah. Pretend it's the sound of WB canceling Swamp Thing in the background.
Just mowing down the swamp.
Just,
no more forests. But the trees have memories. All right.
Some dude with "fuck the green" written on the side of his chainsaw, just going at it.
Oh man! And then afterward, he's gonna go home and make some turtle soup.
Mm-hmm.
Little bit of turtle soup.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
I know. We'll get to that.
We will eventually. We do want to quickly thank our wonderful patrons for their support.
Mm-hmm.
That includes, of course, our newest patron, Richard Edgington.
Hi.
Who he joined this week. Joined the Beom Indom, the $5 tier. And Richard, you could not have picked a better time to join up. Starting with this episode, ad-free versions of the show will be available for patrons on both the $1 and $5 tiers. Is that what we decided?
That is what we decided.
That's what I thought we decided.
It only takes a buck.
It only takes a buck to get the ad-free version. And that on top of the $5 a month exclusive extra content like warm-ups, Jason's pull list, Marvel movie reviews, which we'll be doing a Spider-Man Far From Home review very soon. And, of course, Chasing Squirrels, which sometimes, just being a listener of the free program, will get you plenty of that. Last week was a pretty good indication that sometimes we're just not going to take that out. It's just going to be in there because we're damn tired. But
I mean, yeah, that happens.
Yeah,
it's a hard decision when to pull a squirrel out, but that squirrel stayed. Sometimes they stay, sometimes they go.
It does. Sometimes they're chased from that episode because the episode's a little too long already, or sometimes they stay because the episode's kind of short, or we were tired.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just our fickle nature.
Right. And you ever done that thing with the squirrel where you see it on a tree and you try to go get a look at it and it goes to the other side, and then you go to the other side and then goes to the other side? Mm-hmm. And you literally go around that tree over and over again?
Well, I've seen you do it.
Yeah. I enjoy it. Mostly because I think it's hilarious that squirrels have this it's in their nature to hide. It's weird.
Yeah, I guess they do, don't they?
Cracks me up.
Unless there's an oncoming car.
Yeah. They're
just like, I wonder what that wheel does.
Yeah, their decision-making capabilities apparently take like a hard turn when a car is on the way. It's awful.
Yeah. Was that
I always try to avoid them. I always try to avoid them. And then every now and then you get one of those where like you go way out of your way to get out of its way, and it's like, oh my God, what are I doing? It runs right to your car. Damn it.
Yeah. Their hard turn makes your hard turn, makes their hard turn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/DC on screen to become a patron today. Just, I don't know, stop listening to this and go right now, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
You won't remember. I wouldn't remember.
No.
I have not remembered.
I didn't remember that about Shazam with bonus features.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too.
I woke up the next day and looked at my email and was like, oh, awesome. Good job.
I'm waiting on my Blu-ray.
Nice.
My 4K and Blu-ray edition.
Nice. I've started to like digital just because I can get to it from anywhere and it doesn't clutter up my home.
Well, I'm aggravated because if I didn't buy it on iTunes, I don't get the director's commentary.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
Maybe I know an unscrupulous individual somewhere.
I can probably find one.
Are there any unscrupulous individuals who are listening right now who could help me out with that commentary? I would be your friend forever.
It's probably great commentary.
All right, so we don't have a huge amount of news this week. We have the Batman, which looks like it's in pre-production, and the only thing we have
finally in actual pre-production.
Yeah, IMDb Pro. This is the only evidence we have. It has moved over from the script status to pre-production, and that's all we have. But I take that as a positive sign.
Yeah, I mean it's not a terrible source.
No, I mean it's they pay to have their names on these things. Yeah. Over on IMDb. So
hell, it's $20 a month just to access all that stuff. Much less change it.
I know. And there's a concept artist out there. What was his name? Ash Thorpe. And he's worked on Ender's Game, Blade Runner 2049, RoboCop, the new one, Assassin's Creed, Ghost in the Shell. And I sent you a couple of links. One to his Instagram page and one to his actual website.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was on Instagram, and someone asked him, was wondering if you're also working on a new design for a certain legendary black vehicle, and had a little bat emoji. And he said, perhaps, with a black heart emoji. So that makes me wonder if he's working on the new Batmobile for Matt Reeves.
Could be.
And I'll include those links in the show notes, but he's got some wonderful designs.
Yeah,
they look really cool. Like, there are a couple of cars on there that, by God, remind me of the 90s Norm Brayfogle Batmobile. And just make me go,
yeah. I mean, just flipping through his little portfolio here, just the opening page of it, it's kind of weird, though. He's got, a lot of his background is in kind of like futuresque tech art.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to do a 20 years ago Batman.
Well, we don't know if it's going to be 20 years ago necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, it could be present day. It's just that they've talked about it as though it was going to be like even within the universe of this movie, it's going to be known that this was back in the day a little bit.
Maybe.
Just the feel I get from how they talk about it. But anyway, the dude has great stuff. So
yeah, I
give him credit for his name alone. Ash Thorpe. It's a fucking standout name.
Yeah, you know what? He sounds like the son of a gangster.
A little bit.
Like, it sounds like his dad was like maybe like, white collar crime kind of guy, and
just ran some books. That's all.
Yeah, son never agreed with the business, but he's not above getting his hands dirty, if you know what I mean. Wink.
What is he gonna do? Design the website of the mob?
I don't know, Jason.
Son, this guy's vig came in a little light this week, and we need you to take care of it. All right, man. I'm gonna make a sick meme about it.
Right. It's like, gotta put out a newsletter.
Right.
We're gonna do a little rebranding.
Yeah.
Portray a kinder, gentler mob.
Yeah. We are the future.
All right, so the wheel never stops turning, man, and the Flash has a new director. It looks like Hollywood Reporter is directing. Andy Muschietti is coming on to direct from it, or is it at least in talks? Goldstein and Daly are gone. Looks like they've moved on.
Yeah, so it appears.
And we've got writer Christina Hodson once again coming in to write this thing. She was working on Batgirl. She's working on Birds of Prey. Now she's doing this. Mario Robles over at Revenge of the Fans had a pretty good point. He was like, "Yeah, okay, so everything is disconnected. How does that work when you have the same person writing everything you're doing?" Mm-hmm. He said it better than I just did. I didn't write it down. I'm sorry, Mario.
No, he memed it. And it was something about like you're telling me everything is disconnected, but you got the same writer working on 3 of your movies right now. Mm-hmm. Nah, son. Nah.
I have yet to watch this new It film.
No, I haven't either. And you were a Stephen King fan, though, weren't you?
I am a Stephen King fan. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've never been a fan. Yeah. So
It is my favorite of his books that I've read. Anyway.
Gotcha.
Now that I've read several books, but the man's written like over 50. So
I mean, yeah, he's prolific.
I'm still a novice in the ways of the king.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've never read it. I think I watched the first iteration of it.
Oh, you Halloween. Can't do that. You can't do that.
Why? I happened upon it.
It's not very good. You can't. Don't judge it.
Maybe that was. I mean, I don't even remember it really. All I remember is it was one of those Halloweens where I was like at a formative age where they were going trick or treating. I was like, no, I'm too old for that. I'm going to stay at home and find something to do by myself.
Made for TV movie.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Precisely what happened actually. Because I was like, well, I'm sure I can find like some kind of spooky something to watch at home, and that was what I happened upon. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't remember much of it at all.
Yeah, there's not much.
There was a clown.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really all I remember.
That's fair. I do want to see the new one, but they said that they were going to do like a full-on director's cut situation and Blu-ray, and I was like, I just kind of want to wait for that then.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then I may have heard that they were going to do, like, once Chapter 2 comes out, they were just going to do, like, one gigantic version where the 2 films are cut together. And I thought, well...
Yeah. So as long as they're going to keep recutting this thing, you're never going to watch it.
Pretty much.
Gotcha. But I mean, I'm probably never going to watch it. I have no real interest in clown horror, I guess, as a genre. So, yeah, I'll probably just never get around to it. But
well, I mean, spoilers. It's not really a clown.
I know, but I've heard from people that I trust that it was a good movie. So that bodes well as far as the director of The Flash goes. You realize that movie was supposed to have been out like a long time ago, from the original time we were told about The Flash.
Yeah, it was like what 2018.
Oh god, like that. It was. We should have been talking about like the DVD release by now, according to the original timeline. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe that Variety article was more accurate, or that little blurb in the 2019 Pride thing was a little more accurate than we thought, because it did say Ezra Miller was coming back after he finished up with the Harry Potter stuff, whatever the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, maybe they were onto something. Who knows?
Yeah, because it looks like Ezra Miller is still attached to direct, like all of this news, and it's still Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he still is the face of that brand right now.
We've got Andy Muschietti, his sister Barbara producing, and Michael Disco is going to be producing on the project with them, and Christina Hodson writing. I'm down, but it does look like it'll probably be darker, like Ezra wanted.
I mean, it'll be in the middle, like all of these things are now.
Of course, I say that, but a lot of people are saying that, like, oh, it's going to be darker because it was the It director. Well, I mean, tell that to Sandberg.
No, not necessarily at all.
Tell that to Sandberg.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people said that Shazam was scary, I guess it may have been for some children. But honestly, that was a pretty lighthearted movie.
It was, but same
time, pretty fun
and lighthearted. They did it in shadow, but you still saw a guy's head literally be bitten off. I mean, and there's a traumatic car crash up front, and I've told people if your child can make it through the first 10 minutes of this movie, he's gonna love it.
Right. If your child is 5 years old and already knows the word triggered, don't bother.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard, and everybody's different. As a gauge, I told people, I don't know, 7. Just my guess, 7.
I don't know. 7 seems high. 7 out of what? 7 out of 10?
No, 7 you can watch it.
Oh, okay. I thought you thought you'd be like, so out of 10,
No.
it's a 7 on the horror. What?
Oh, no. We have formally forbidden the use of out of 10s on this show, I think, at some point.
Yeah, which, sometimes I wonder if we should have. But
No, it's a flawed premise. It is. It's a flawed premise. And now it gets you in way more trouble than it should.
Yeah, I'm just,
Like if it was harmless, I wouldn't care. But it is a flawed premise, and that part I get. My feet get pretty firm in the ground on that.
My feet aren't firm anywhere, so I really don't care.
I live my life about 7-8 feet out into the ocean at any given time.
And I live my life
firm enough to roughly know where
tomorrow. I am. I'm sorry. That was uncalled for.
Just beaten and swayed by all the environment around me.
Yeah.
Occasionally wondering what touched me.
It's usually your dog Bruce.
Right. Yeah.
All right. Well, that does it on the movie news. So we are going to be talking about Netflix's new acquisition right after this.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
All right, we're back. Oh, man. This is going to be a little more fun than I thought.
Yay.
All right, so this is really exciting to me. Neil Gaiman, and I wish I could just end it at Neil Gaiman. But Neil Gaiman and David Goyer.
Normally just saying Neil Gaiman gets you excited.
It does, but then you evenly weight it with David Goyer, and I go,
Rabble.
Neil Gaiman and David Goyer are going to be adapting Sandman as a TV show for Netflix. Hollywood Reporter initially reported that that Netflix signed a, quote, massive financial deal with Warner Brothers Television to do Sandman. And, of course, we don't know any of the numbers because it's Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. They have a black box. It's absurd.
Mm-hmm. Sources are saying it's going to be DC Entertainment's most expensive TV series.
That tracks.
Yes, it does. And Gaiman is going to be executive producing along with Goyer. Wonder Woman writer Alan Heinberg is going to be writing, and he's going to be the showrunner. It has been reported subsequently then that Gaiman is going to be writing the first episode with Heinberg.
That's a good start.
It does officially have a series order from Netflix. Like, we watched this thing fold out over the like 3 days in the week, man. Like,
it started as, hey, this is about to happen, and by like 72 hours later or whatever it was, oh, we know everything about what's about to happen now.
Yeah, Netflix has a description
everyone
for
has
the
confirmed
series.
And shook their head. Yes, we're doing it.
Netflix came out, said it's got to be a rich blend of modern myth and dark fantasy in which contemporary fiction, historical drama, and legend are seamlessly interwoven. The Sandman follows the people and places affected by Morpheus, the Dream King, as he mends the cosmic and human mistakes he's made during his vast existence.
And you know how we know for sure it's happening? They hired someone to write copy for it.
Mm-hmm. And, Gaiman and Goyer.
Strangely, that's a big deal.
Gaiman and Goyer are co-writing.
They're branding it already. This is real. This is
co-writing the first episode.
I emphasize that because we've been hearing about a Sandman project for like 5 years.
Yeah,
but it was originally at HBO, if I recall.
No, it was going to be a movie.
Oh, was it a movie?
It was going to be a movie, and the guy that was writing, I can't remember his name. The guy that was writing gave it up and said that he thought it would be better as a limited series or a TV show.
That's why. Okay.
I did misspeak earlier. It's Gaiman and Goyer co-writing with Alan Heinberg for the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
And but Alan Heinberg, who wrote Wonder Woman, Grey's Anatomy, is going to be serving as showrunner. The first season is going to be 11 episodes. Who said that? Neil Gaiman said that. He said the first season will be 11 episodes. That's the start of it all. Preludes and nocturnes and a little bit more.
Nice.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, that is going to be solid.
I want to go back and like I'm kind of like I'm in the middle of Crisis right now, Crisis on Infinite Earths, and I say in the middle, but I'm like 40 pages in.
Yeah,
because I want to read that before the news. I know what I'm reading after that though.
Yeah.
Like I read Preludes and Nocturnes years and years ago and wanted to keep going, but I couldn't afford like the whatever it was $100 volumes.
Yeah, it's a really expensive series to catch up on. I think DC Universe has some of it already, and hopefully they'll, in light of this, and they usually are pretty good about making sure they prioritize getting stuff that's relevant to stuff that's coming up.
Yeah,
like they'll probably put a lot of this up for us to binge on and click through.
Now
Do you think there's any kind of causal effect between the fact that Neil Gaiman was actually really grateful for Netflix picking up Lucifer and the fact that the show is happening right now on Netflix?
I do think they are interconnected.
I don't know if it was chicken or egg or chicken.
I can't help but wonder if they're not going to leave Lucifer off on a certain kind of note and then pick him up later in Sandman.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fantastic. I mean,
wouldn't it?
Let me put it this way. You haven't finished the series this year.
No.
But in my quickie review of Lucifer Season 4, if they'd been doing this the whole time, I would have been watching eagerly. Mm-hmm. And especially where they got through this season, if they had done that 2 seasons ago, I would have been pimping the show out. Mm-hmm. And it's Lucifer. He is part of the Sandman universe. Like I mean, you could plug him in, no problem.
And Tom Ellis is great enough that I'd be happy to have him come back. He's a little like Matt Ryan in that way, where it's like,
yeah, I think you could pull him out of anything.
I don't care how bad the stuff is that you're in. You're still great as the character.
Yeah,
and I would love to see you again.
Yeah, our ongoing problem with Lucifer was that they were wasting a lot of potential. Mm-hmm. This season again, I finally felt like they started cashing some of those checks.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
think that tighter schedule actually helped them. I really do. I was looking forward to that, to seeing what the outcome was, and it still is a little meandering, but yeah, I think it got somewhere.
Bit. It is a little bit meandering, but a much tauter ship. Mm-hmm. So I'm down for the final season. I'm down for I've got about half of the 4th season left, and it's just hard for me to get to sit down and binge these days.
Oh yeah. You run out of hours in the day very quickly. It happens.
But I'll my favorite bit from season 4 just yet is we have a Chloe who's still coming to terms with him as the devil, and she says, "So you don't bite the heads off of children?" And he's like, "Oh no, what was it? Of course not. I can't even stand the buggers. I don't want to put them in my mouth."
Yeah. That was good. The show always had a good sense of humor. I mean, it wasn't a show where I necessarily needed a sense of humor, but it had a good one when it wanted to, and that carried over pretty well.
Yeah.
Like you could tell the cast is having fun. And actually, I heard Tom Welling talking about it on Inside of You recently when he did his little return, and yeah, like he specifically spoke to that. Like the cast itself is they are enjoying themselves on a daily basis. So it was fun. It was fun to come and guest spot with him because it's Tom Ellis' show and he sets the tone, but his tone is, guys, we're here to have a good time and get something done.
Now here's the other possibility. I think Gaiman wants to use Lucifer in his Sandman series, but does not want it to be confused with Lucifer, the show.
Possible. But here's the thing, though. Well, one, I wondered about Chicken Egg because it could have been that they renewed Lucifer on their own terms. Neil Gaiman thought, okay, these are good blokes. And then when the opportunity came, he said, you know what? I like those guys. Yeah, let's do it. Or they said, we want to do this other project with you. Mm-hmm. And maybe backdoor said, yeah, I want to do more with Lucifer, though. And they were like, sure, let's do both. All are possible. But I wondered about it because the other thing is, like, Lucifer, as a project right now, it has some celestial background to it. But if you're doing something as ethereal as Sandman, you can pluck Lucifer out of this plot that is a very terrestrial plot so far. After for 4 seasons, it's done the celestial thing, but it's done it minimally. Right. You can just pluck him out of there and put him in this other thing, and it won't even matter. It won't affect the first one. Continuity will be fine. You don't have to worry about a thing.
You can do flashbacks. You can show him at a different point in his existence. You can really play around with it.
And Neil Gaiman, because we know he's 1,000 times the creator we will ever be, has surely thought of all that. Like it might have occurred to him, look, yeah, I mean, let's get these things in the same place. And even if we can't, this is a place where I can dick around and tell this kind of story, and then use this guy however I feel like later. And frankly, I think Tom Ellis will be up for it. I think he loves playing Lucifer, based on what I've heard.
Oh yeah. So that's conjecture. Who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do? But well, it looks like they're gonna do Preludes and Nocturnes.
Yeah. So there's something specific to dig into if you haven't read it, and I haven't. So
yeah, they're starting at the beginning, guys.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder. I mean, are we doing all 10 volumes?
Oh God, I mean, I'd be down for it. Sandman, I've never gotten to sit down and read because it's intimidating. And I mean that like in a time sense and a financial sense.
Mm-hmm.
It is a lot to gather and to get through. But the glimpses I've gotten, like the pages I've seen, the story parts I've seen, every time I've seen it, I thought, oh, that's fascinating. But man, it is a lot to get through. So maybe they're going to chew through it.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing with Netflix is you don't know with them, and it's a black box, and something can have a lot of buzz, seem like it's doing a good job, and then you just turn around and it's canceled, and they don't really have to explain themselves. You don't know. I mean, they are a whimsical deity in charge of some of our fiction at this point.
I have to wonder if Neil Gaiman doesn't have enough clout, or wouldn't make sure that, hey, look, want to at least be able to shop this around if you guys get rid of it, or we're going to do this certain amount.
As far as I know, it is like any other network in the sense that if your project gets canceled, you do have the ability to shop it around normally.
Mm-hmm.
And that is often how it works on network TV. As far as I've seen, it's how it works on Netflix. It's just that once you're like, the streaming television is still the place that picks up the network stuff. If it doesn't work, you don't see a lot of. I don't know that I've ever seen anything go from streaming to network. I think it's still a one-way street. So if you're canceled in streaming and another version of streaming doesn't pick you up, I don't know if you have much hope.
I think maybe a network just picked up one day at a time from Netflix.
I don't even know what one day at a time is, but that'd be new ground.
A remake of a sitcom.
So it was originally network, then Netflix, then network again. So that would be still.
I think it was streaming from streaming. It was Pop TV picked it up after Netflix.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I really would, if there's an example, someone please let me know. But I just haven't seen an example of streaming moving to network yet.
Yeah,
but I would love to know about that, because it's a big deal. That would be an accomplishment on the part of streaming to actually have something on streaming go to network, because network said no, we, in all of our normal standards and practices, we think this is financially eligible, and we'll take it, because the financials of streaming are the financials and the ratings. Like, it is hard to imagine that I was going to one day miss Nielsen ratings, but fuck, at least we had something.
Mm-hmm.
You got nothing. I mean, all you got is, you can look at, trending on Twitter if you want to, but that's it. I mean, if it's just streaming on Netflix or Hulu or Prime or whatever, you have no idea. Anyway, still exciting.
Yeah. I'm excited. And by the way, you did ask me how if this was going to be basically the same pitch as the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have that answer for you, but
I wondered if it was the same piece of pre-production, like the same treatment being worked around again, or if they were going to start fresh.
Okay, I will tell you, the people who were working on the movie was Neil Gaiman, David Goyer, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So I've got to believe that some version of this has already. I think a big portion of it has been, probably.
Okay. But again, if it was just the movie, and even you said the director who signed off on it said it would be better served as a series.
That was I think that was a previous writer.
Previous writer? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If there was that sense of someone who's been involved with this project, and then looking at the whole story, you see it start as a movie and become a series, that's actually kind of encouraging.
A little bit, yeah.
Maybe it did finally find a home.
Looks like it, for better or worse.
I'll bet you this though.
Mm-hmm.
By the time it finally happened, just based on watching his demeanor and looking at his personality from like just a body language standpoint, Oh, fuck, I'll bet Neil Gaiman was so tired of taking meetings.
Probably.
I mean, it just looks like something he would be so bored with after a while.
Probably. Oh, by the way, I have started taking the Neil Gaiman masterclass on storytelling.
Have you?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
It is fantastic.
I wondered. I mean, I would have watched that just to see what he had to say.
Oh yeah, you definitely should.
Yeah.
I'm maybe a fourth of the way through it. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, they could delve deeper into that community and eventually just do like a Grant Morrison masterclass on blowing your fucking mind.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that would not have the same effect. I feel like Grant Morrison would just prattle on with strange anecdotes about meeting glowy globs in space or something, and you'd be like, I don't know what the hell just happened.
This is true. I think he has an anecdote about when he was under some kind of influence and wrote a song with John Lennon.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was in some different space and he was able to kind of contact John Lennon and they wrote a song together.
All right. Well, that's cool.
And you know, the craziest part is like, I want to believe that.
Well, I'm sure you do.
And I want to hear that song.
I would like to hear that song as well. Even if it wasn't really a thing that happened. Like, what is a song you think you wrote with John Lennon, Grant?
I don't know what that would sound like. I really don't. He is a Beatles fan on par with me though. So it probably has specifically apparently a big John Lennon fan that like I think me and him could geek out for hours on just Lennon and the Beatles and some McCartney alone. I could literally sit down with Grant Morrison and probably have a conversation that never involved a single fucking comic book character.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we would get so into like, you remember when they did this, blah, blah, you know, when Plastic Ono Band came out and blah, blah, you know, all that. But yeah, he's a big enough fan that if he's any kind of musician whatsoever, it probably sounds a little Beatlesy. I mean, he probably got something that in retrospect, you know, the day after sounded like something that Lennon or the Beatles would have written.
Mm-hmm. You know, Bethany and I are going to see Yesterday.
Yes, I'm jealous.
Whenever you get around to it, we should do a Patreon review of Yesterday.
Ooh, fun. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I'd be down.
I'm in.
All right, so
we've got the Patreon for Spider-Man coming, and it's like on the weekends when I'm actually able to help out more. It's so hard to like find time to sneak away for 3 hours for a movie.
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, so DC Universe just put out the new schedule a few days ago. It's the first 3 episodes of Young Justice Outsiders has been released already.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to put out 1 episode a week for the next 7 weeks. And then
we're not doing the block of 3s like last time?
Nope. Then the final 3 episodes is going to be August 27th.
That's got to be scheduling. Like, that's so weird.
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Is it July 27th?
Mm-hmm. August 27th.
August 27th. Okay, good. Good.
I don't know what the thought process on all that is, but good Lord.
It feels like scheduling, man. What they do the first time, I think it was like 3 every week on...
and then for the last episode, the last
yeah. So they dropped them in blocks.
Mm-hmm.
And they just divided it as evenly as they could and dropped them.
Mm-hmm.
And then this time they're going to spread it out over the weeks. Now, have they changed when Stargirl is premiering?
Not to my knowledge.
All right. And we know, I mean, this is a deliberate decision they're making because according to the producers, they had this season of Young Justice in the can months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like 100%, we're going home. Peace, deuces, holla, we're out. It's ready to go. Just hit play kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So unless they change something, which I don't know why they would, but they were completely happy with this like 2 months ago, I want to say. Feels like that.
Yeah. That sounds accurate. It may not be, but it sounds accurate.
Something in that range feels good. And so they've they did that, and now they're dropping it in this weird schedule. That is so strange, man. But it will keep new content on.
Mm-hmm.
Say till August 27th. Let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the 27th. Oh, so that's a Tuesday.
Yes.
They were dropping them on the weekends before. So let's see. It premiered this week on a Tuesday. 2, 9, 6. It's going to be about 10 weeks their run.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. So Swamp Thing's got another 5 weeks. And then I had it tracked. When was Stargirl going to come out?
I don't actually remember.
August 9th. Stargirl was supposed to premiere August 9th unless something changes.
Okay. And then I imagine and then we got Harley Quinn in what, December?
Harley's actually in October with every other damn thing. So Harley's supposed to be October 11th, followed immediately by the standalone Joker movie on the 17th, and then followed very closely by Wonder Woman 1984 on October 31st.
No, Wonder Woman 1984 has been pushed back to June.
Oh, that's right. I didn't make that change in my little calendar. Okay, so October's still got the Joker movie and Harley Quinn. Stargirl's supposed to have enough episodes to get them to Harley Quinn. Just for some reason, they're gonna... I mean, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... Like, there are 5 more episodes of Swamp Thing, aren't there?
I don't know.
Was it 10
It feels like an eternity.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, Swamp Thing. 1, 2, 3. Oh, there are 4 more episodes of Swamp Thing, and there are 4 more weeks. That's perfect. All right, so they're going to end Swamp Thing and then next week Stargirl premieres. It's weird.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe DC Universe said, you know what? I cannot imagine making Dave watch 3 more episodes of this thing.
So,
sorry, I don't care for the show. I know a lot of people do.
Instead, they decided... I mean, the most cynical possible version of this is they're using Young Justice as like a salve, like to blend and just hold you over if you want. And it was scheduled to be released this time anyway, so that is a weird schedule. I've never seen anything like that. But it was scheduled to be here anyway, so it's not like they decided Swamp Thing's not going well, throw something out there. The timing of how that's going to go down is weird, but it was supposed to be around this time anyway.
Yeah.
I think best case scenario, it ended up being a bigger story than they were expecting, and they ended up making a couple more episodes than they were intending to. Ooh, you know what? There's my new favorite theory, though.
What's that?
If you watch something week to week, there's a recency effect where you remember what's going on at the time, but you forget what happened before. And there's also, I think I remember it being called a latency effect, where sometimes you can remember what happened when you were introduced to it, but not necessarily remember what was happening after that. So, like, if you see a series premiere, you remember, like, oh, the first episode of Doom Patrol, I can quote lines from it, and then, 4 weeks later, like, I don't remember the details of episode 3.
Right.
So maybe there's an attempt here to drop, like, 3 episodes on your ass. Remember me. And then week to week.
Remember.
Yeah, week to week, you just keep it going. And then instead of not knowing what happened necessarily in those last, like, 27 minutes, because, the premiere or the ending of this kind of show would be about that. You drop, like another 3 episodes on their ass and say, no, seriously, you're going to remember me.
It's an interesting theory, at the very least.
I think it has merit.
I would love for you to, I would love to see video of you going to them with this. Like, here's what I think happened. And then listen to that entire pitch. And then they just go, scheduling.
Ad-based. We needed it to end on this date. Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry. Thank you for your time. Is my parking validated? Okay. No, it's not. Okay. Sorry. Thank you. Bye.
You know, it's funny. You should probably be talking to Joe McCabe.
Yeah. Might be. Right,
maybe.
Sorry,
I don't know.
Thanks for your time. According to some people, I'd be talking to an empty building. I don't know, man.
Yeah. I feel like I should explain that. Joseph McCabe he's the content editor over at DC On Screen, not DC On Screen, DC Universe, and he was also we had him on the show when he was promoting his book, 100 Things Batman fans should know or do before they die. So, good bloke, good dude.
Oh yeah, great conversation.
All right, let's see. Doom Patrol is getting a Blu-ray release, Blu-ray and DVD release. Now the digital purchase is available August 26th, but October 1st looks like we're going to be able to get it on Blu-ray and DVD. The DVD is $24.98. The Blu-ray is $29.98. Of course, it's way more expensive in Canada. But yeah, I'm excited about that. We're going to get some gag reels.
Oh, those will probably be great.
Yeah, some deleted scenes. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to go on my shelf.
Oh, yeah. No.
I want you guys to know. I don't have a whole lot to say about it, but I love Doom Patrol. It is so far my favorite DC series.
It was one of the most invigorating products I've seen in a very long time.
It was fantastic. Well, I don't know what to say, man. That's all I've got.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to start editing out chainsaws.
Has it been that bad?
No, they've been all over the place.
I haven't heard it, but... Oh, okay. I'm so sorry.
Well, you got to do what you do sometimes.
I guess. Well, thank you guys for listening. Or I guess I'm speaking to the group mentality. I've heard that that's a bad thing. Thank you for listening. Oh,
Thank you all.
Just threw a pin. No, not all. Thank you.
Oh,
You have to speak to the individual
singular.
listener.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It makes us sound more personable somehow.
Sure.
That's what the
Are we being
marketers and
kidnapped? Are we trying to make ourselves feel like an individual so we don't get objectified and used in kidnapping and murder sense? Or
I don't. No, not yet.
oh, here's hoping, I guess, in time.
Yeah. I hear a lot of podcasters talk about that. Oh, you don't want to talk to don't talk to the group. Talk to the listener. They'll say you guys. Say you. Yeah. I don't buy it when I
feel
hear
like people are
do
smarter
that.
than that. I don't know.
I don't know. I like to think our listeners are smarter than that.
Yeah, them for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Them plural.
Oh, that's the thing I need to bring up. I'm responding to a thing in my head. It has nothing to do with that, but we can make it that way. Hey, you guys.
Glad we got somewhere with it.
I've been asking on all of our little social media platforms, who's your favorite Superman? Please let us know, dconscreen@gmail.com, or go over to Instagram, dconscreen, our Twitter at dconscreen, our Facebook, dconscreen group, or Facebook page. Either one is acceptable. People are already weighing in on their favorite Superman, and please do so without shitting on other versions of Superman. I understand. Just give us your favorite one. Feel free to tell us why, and we'll talk about it on the show next week. We've already got several replies, and it can be kind of a fun conversation, I think.
Has been.
It has been, yeah.
But if you start getting shitty,
we've
got to roll up a piece of newspaper. Yeah, well, that made sense. That was a good slip. I understand how that happened.
Yeah.
Newspaper.
Start getting shitty. 1, you're not going to be mentioned on the show. 2, who knows what happens. It depends on how shitty you get. If it's shitty with a good tongue in cheek, maybe you won't get blocked or something. But
hey, good wordplay is good wordplay.
Yeah,
it's fact.
All right, guys. Bye. Until next time, keep some DC on your screen.
You stuck that ending. Good job. Nailed it.
Stuck it with a hot poker.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
Damn it, Jason.
What?
Our intro music is by Jason Goss and Michael Shackelford. Michael's band, Galactic Engineers of Magnetic Sounds, or GEMS, can be found on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. Visit DCOnScreen.com to find our Patreon, merch, contact information, and every episode of the show for free, including crossovers we've done with other podcasts. DC On Screen is a maladjusted production. For more from me and Jason, including sketch comedy, vlogs, parodies, and our improvised web series Hey Guy, visit maladjusted.tv.